Have you ever wondered what it feels like to stand at the top of the world, only to realize you've gone too far? Picture yourself on Mount Everest, the world's highest peak, where the air is thin, the cold is brutal, and danger lurks at every step. Today, we delve into the heart-stopping thrill and the chilling risks of surviving the infamous point of no return. Join us on a perilous journey to the highest point on Earth, Mount Everest. Rising majestically above the Himalayas, Mount Everest, standing at a staggering height of 8,848 meters, reigns as the tallest mountain on Earth. Our colossal subject, Mount Everest, is not just a mountain, it's a titan that towers over the Earth, a giant that casts long shadows over the snow-clad peaks of the Himalayas. Nestled between Nepal and Tibet, it's a beacon that has drawn intrepid adventurers from around the globe for decades. The geographic conditions of Mount Everest are as diverse as they are daunting. The lower reaches of the mountain are blanketed in dense forests, while higher up, the terrain becomes rockier, treacherous, and desolate. The jagged, icy ridges of the mountain's upper reaches are a world away from the lush greenery at its base. The environmental conditions of Everest are equally challenging. Temperatures can plummet to -60 degrees Celsius and hurricane-force winds whip across its slopes. The higher you climb, the thinner the air becomes, with oxygen levels at the summit being only a third of what they are at sea level. This lack of oxygen can lead to hypoxia, a condition that can impair judgment and physical abilities, a deadly combination when navigating the perilous paths of Everest. Mount Everest is a constant battle against nature's most extreme conditions. It's a test of will, endurance, and survival. The physical toll on climbers is immense. The harsh weather, the thin air, the grueling climbs, all conspire to push the human body to its absolute limits. Yet, despite these seemingly insurmountable challenges, the lure of Everest remains. It's a testament to the indomitable spirit of adventure that burns within us all. A spirit that compels us to strive, to conquer, to reach for the heavens even when they seem out of grasp. Mount Everest, a towering symbol of nature's grandeur and man's audacity. It's a place where dreams are realized, where heroes are made, and where sometimes lives are lost. But through it all, Everest stands unyielding and majestic, a testament to the raw, untamed power of our world. Scaling Mount Everest is no ordinary feat. It's a battle against nature and oneself. Preparation is key, requiring equipment such as down suits, crampons, and oxygen tanks. But equipment alone can't combat the psychological stress that comes with the isolation, danger, and physical exhaustion. As climbers ascend, altitude sickness can set in, its symptoms varying from headaches to life-threatening conditions like high-altitude edema. The risk of frostbite is constant, with extreme cold and reduced blood circulation threatening to freeze body tissues. And above 8,000, the infamous death zone begins, where the body deteriorates regardless of physical fitness. Yet, despite these perils, climbers from around the world are drawn to the challenge. The chance to push oneself to the limits, to conquer not just Everest, but also personal fears and doubts, is an irresistible lure. In the face of Everest's daunting challenges, climbers must rely on their strength, resolve, and a stroke of luck. On Everest, there exists a deadly boundary known as the point of no return. Imagine, if you will, a line drawn in the frosty snow of the mountain, invisible yet daunting. This line is not marked by a physical sign, but by a stark realization that sinks into the hearts of the climbers. It's the exact point where one must decide whether to push forward to the summit or to turn back. This is the point of no return. It's a zone where the oxygen level is brutally low, about a third of what's available at sea level. For every step you take, your body screams in protest, begging you to stop, to turn back. But the summit is so close, so tantalizing. It's a battle between your physical limitations and your unwavering resolve. Venturing beyond this point means entering the infamous death zone. It's named so for a reason. The body is literally dying in this zone. The air is so thin that it cannot support human life. Here, the risk of altitude sickness skyrockets. The symptoms, nausea, fatigue, and a throbbing headache, might seem trivial. but they can rapidly escalate into life-threatening conditions like high-altitude cerebral edema or high-altitude pulmonary edema. And then there's the exhaustion. Every step feels like wading through treacle. The cold gnaws at your extremities, the wind howls like a ravenous beast, and the slope seems to steepen with every meter you ascend. The energy reserves deplete rapidly and the body starts to break down, making the climber slower, weaker, and more susceptible to the brutal conditions. But the point of no return isn't just about physical boundaries, it's also a mental game. It's about making the wisest decision, not the bravest. It's about understanding that sometimes turning back is not a sign of defeat, but a testament to one's survival instincts. So remember, when you're up there, battling against your own limitations and the ruthless nature, the point of no return is not just a boundary. It's a decision, a test of wisdom over valor. It's a choice that every climber must face, a choice that can mean the difference between life and death. The point of no return, a decision point that holds the power of life and death. Mount Everest, while a symbol of triumph, also stands as a monument to those who dared but did not return. An eerie silence blankets the highest peak on Earth, a chilling testament to the lives claimed by its perilous slopes. The mountain, in all its grandeur and majesty, has a darker side, a grim toll that it exacts from those who dare to conquer it. Over the years, hundreds of adventurers have succumbed to the mountain's unforgiving environment. The reasons behind these fatalities are as varied as the individuals who dared to take the challenge. Some were claimed by exhaustion, their bodies unable to cope with the physical demand of the climb. Others fell victim to accidents, their dreams shattered in an instant by an unsteady foot or a sudden shift in the terrain. Severe weather conditions too have played their part in this grim narrative. The mountain's weather is notoriously unpredictable, and storms can roll in without warning. These can bring with them blinding snow, sub-zero temperatures and howling winds, creating conditions that even the most experienced climbers struggle to survive. Altitude sickness is another common cause of death on Everest. As climbers ascend, the air becomes thinner and the amount of oxygen decreases. This can lead to a range of potentially fatal conditions, including pulmonary and cerebral edema, where fluid builds up in the lungs or brain. And then there are the climbers who simply disappeared, swallowed by the mountain's vastness, their fate unknown. These are perhaps the most haunting of Everest's victims, their stories unfinished, their dreams unfulfilled. Each life lost on Everest serves as a somber reminder of the mountain's formidable power and unforgiving nature. They are a testament to the harsh reality that, while we may strive to conquer the world's highest peaks, we are ultimately at the mercy of the mountains and the elements. Mount Everest, in all its beauty and grandeur, remains an arena where only the bravest dare to tread, and not all who venture return. Mount Everest, a tantalizing allure for adventurers, remains a perilous journey fraught with danger. This colossal giant, standing as the world's highest peak, is not just a mountain. It's a monument to the indomitable spirit of mankind and a testament to our relentless pursuit of exploration. We've journeyed together through the daunting ascent, understanding the grueling physical and mental challenges that climbers face. The importance of rigorous preparation and the right equipment cannot be overstated. The mountain is unforgiving, and every step taken towards its summit must be measured and deliberate. We've stood on the precipice of the point of no return, a boundary that marks the limit of safety and the beginning of a dangerous gamble with life itself. We've learned that venturing beyond this point is not a decision to be taken lightly. The mountain's icy grip has claimed too many lives, a grim reminder of the respect we must accord this majestic yet merciless titan. Through the chilling tales of those who didn't return, we've witnessed the harsh reality of Everest's grim toll. A stark testament to the fact that the pursuit of glory, without regard for one's own safety, can lead to dire consequences. The allure of Everest is undeniable, but the risks are real. Always remember, the mountain will always be there. The trick is to ensure that you are too.